At one point, Eddie Hearn went on a complete bashing tour of Shakur Stevenson. Y'all know that Eddie don't hold his tongue. But now, did Eddie just come out and basically admit that he was capping on Shakur the whole time? Well, we're going to find all that out in this video. I'm going to let y'all hear directly from Eddie Hearn himself. But before we do all that, make sure you hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's cook on it. Shakur Stevenson, one of the most talked about fighters in all of boxing. And for a fighter that people claim they don't care about, and he is the most boring fighter of all time, and all he does is run, and he sucks, and he's trash, and everybody can beat him. I mean, Ryan Garcia stops him, Pitbull Cruz stops him, Gervonta Davis knocks him the F out, Devin Haney boxes his ears off. People sure like to talk about Shakur Stevenson all of the time for him to be that trash. I mean, something just ain't adding up. But Shakur Stevenson, he has a fight coming up in July against Artem Hartunian. I think that's his name. The fighter that Frank Martin fought his last fight. Shakur Stevenson has a fight against him coming up. Now, a lot of people want to know, why is Shakur fighting Frank Martin's leftovers? That's what y'all like to say anytime a fighter fights another fighter and loses. All of a sudden, is, oh man, he fighting such and such leftovers. Like, if a fighter loses, I guess he's just supposed to retire nowadays, and nobody else is supposed to fight that fighter. I mean, boxing fans now, they mind is effed up, to say the least. But Shakur Stevenson, after this fight, whether he wins or loses or draws, he will become a free agent. Now, recently, Shakur came out and he talked about how Top Rank ain't really rocking with him like that. Top Rank, they want to sign him, but they're not doing anything in favor of Shakur to get him these fights. Shakur Stevenson thinks that they're protecting other fighters like Vasyl Lomachenko and Navarrete. Well, since then, Navarrete has lost. We knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. And speaking of Navarrete, those same fans that's quiet right now after seeing Navarrete lose, those are the same fans that said that Navarrete will beat the ish out of Shakur Stevenson. Well, how y'all feel about that now? Anyway, Shakur Stevenson really completely went off on Top Rank after he thought Top Rank was going to promote a fight between him and Lomachenko, like he was told behind the scenes. They did the opposite. They was promoting a fight on national TV between Navarrete and Lomachenko and Gervonta Davis. And they left Shakur's name out of the picture. After that, we all seen Shakur went off on Top Rank and let him know exactly how he felt. He feels that they don't rock with black fighters, and they do everything they can to promote all the other fighters, and they ain't giving him no shine. So he pretty much let the world know, yeah, he's pretty much done with Top Rank. Now, ever since then, Shakur, he ain't really spoke on Top Rank and how he feel about him. But we know how he feel about him because this ain't the first time he's went off on Top Rank. But with all of that being said, everybody, including myself, said the only good thing about the situation is Shakur, he's a free agent after his next fight. So he don't have to worry about Top Rank. He could just chunk the deuce to Top Rank. And I also said that all these other promoters, they're going to be breaking their neck to get Shakur Stevenson. Even Eddie Hearn, Oscar De La Hoya, PBC, you name them, they're going to be trying to get Shakur Stevenson to sign with their company. Well, maybe I'm wrong about Eddie Hearn, because let's listen to what Eddie Hearn had to say about Shakur Stevenson not too long ago.
Yeah, don't wait. Like, that's like, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't even know why we give this kind of stuff airtime. Like, Shakur Stevenson is so boring. How old is the guy? 27, 26, I don't know.
26.
26. Of course he's not retiring. Just say to him, all right, mate, bye. Come back to us when you've finished your tantrum. You know, what Shakur Stevenson should be doing is actually getting off Twitter.
Damn, Eddie. Eddie ain't hold back, man. He was on Shakur Stevenson's helmet. So with that being said, we know Eddie Hearn, he absolutely don't want nothing to do with Shakur Stevenson. You heard him say how boring Shakur Stevenson is, and when Shakur Stevenson was saying he was going to retire, Eddie Hearn was pretty much like, man, whatever, man, shut the F up. If you're going to retire, go on and retire. Don't nobody care about you. Kind of, that's what he was pretty much saying in so many words, but he was saying nobody believes that. So it couldn't be no possible way that Eddie would want to sign Shakur. So we can throw that out the window, right? Well, let's hear what Eddie Hearn had to say about Shakur recently.
Shakur is on a lot of money. I think he's pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world. I think Top Rank have given up on him, because I think he's given up on Top Rank. Honestly, like sometimes it just goes that way. And I don't think they've been pushing Shakur Stevenson commercially and from a profile perspective, because he's saying things like, I'm going. Shakur's profile is non-existent compared to where it should be in terms of his talent. And Shakur is so good. Shakur should be a superstar. Shakur may be pound for pound number one. If he's out of contract, 100% I'd have a conversation with him. He would be a massive signing for me at Matchroom and DAZN.
Wait, Eddie Hearn. Oh yeah, you good. You real good, Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is a mother, you know what, man, for real. So you mean to tell me that the whole time Eddie was going on the Shakur Stevenson bashing campaign, he was capping? You mean now he really wants to sign Shakur Stevenson? Talking about Shakur would be a massive signing for Matchroom and DAZN? Hold up now. See, what Eddie Hearn was doing, he was running with that narrative for the fans. Because remember, during that time, Shakur and Devin was going back and forth. And we all know that Eddie, he gonna ride with Devin Haney. And this is what boxing is. Boxing fans and these promoters, when they come out saying shit like this about certain fighters, they be capping. They don't believe it. And Eddie Hearn is an excellent promoter because he knows that these fans will believe any narrative that's put out on social media. He knows most of these fans really don't know shit about boxing. They just run off of lies and narrative, and they live on X and social media platforms, but really don't know boxing. We just heard Eddie Hearn do a whole 360 and put down a whole promo to welcome Shakur Stevenson to come sign with Matchroom and DAZN. Yeah, that's what he did. Now the question is, should Shakur Stevenson go holler at Matchroom and Eddie Hearn? Absolutely. F what Eddie Hearn was saying in the past, because that don't mean shit. Business is business. He needs to get away from Top Rank because he already came out and publicly spoke on how he feels about Top Rank. We seen how Top Rank did him after the Vasyl Lomachenko fight. So to me, it comes down to signing with PBC or signing with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. And the PBC, I've already spoke on it. The only way Shakur should sign with the PBC is if they can offer him Gervonta Davis in writing, on paper, in a contract, promising him he could either get Tank his first fight on PBC or his second fight. If they can't promise Gervonta Davis in writing, Shakur Stevenson should absolutely not sign with the PBC, because let's keep it a buck. The PBC got one show coming up, and that's with Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin on June the 15th. After that, PBC don't even have no show scheduled. So why in the hell would you go with a company that don't even know what they got going on themselves? That would just be stupid. But listen to these fans that know everything that they talking about. Oh man, he should sign with the PBC. He should. Yeah, definitely don't listen to these ignorant ass fans. Now, when it comes to Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, yeah, that'd be great to go do business with them, because Eddie Hearn, we know that he'll let you sign, to where you can still move around. Eddie Hearn is a great promoter, and he gonna do everything he can to get his fighters the fights that they want. If they have to go to another promotion and do cross-promotion fights, Eddie Hearn all about that. Eddie Hearn just might be the best promoter in all of boxing. Look what he let Devin do. Devin couldn't get the fights on DAZN. He let Devin go over to Top Rank. So Eddie Hearn is pretty much for the fighters. And he know how to build his fighters' profile. Now he's a much better promoter in the U.S. He came over and he was talking all that big shit, and he had to learn how to promote in the U.S. But Eddie Hearn, he up there now. So, Shakur Stevenson, you might want to sign with Eddie Hearn. What I know you shouldn't do is sign back with Top Rank. But Eddie Hearn pretty much showed y'all that he was capping. All that shit he was talking about Shakur Stevenson, he didn't believe it himself. Anyway, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. Drop a comment in the comment section. Make sure you hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and y'all already know how I do. Diego talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.
I'm relaxing in my sandals trick. I'm wide